Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to explain and present you with a guide for executives, organizations of how to incorporate and adopt AI successfully in your day-to-day and in your business to be able to achieve your current goals and gain an edge in the marketplace. And this is basically navigating through an AI implementation. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the key challenges that you need to come across and how to avoid them, the exact groundwork and foundational stuff that you need to build before even incorporating or thinking about AI, what next steps that you need to conduct to successfully adopt, incorporate the AI in your day-to-day workflows, and of course, at the end of the day, you're also going to receive over 10 AI initiatives, solutions that you can implement them after watching this video right away that's shown great success for specific organizations in the different industries and sectors. Right, now why should you even listen to me in the first place, right? I'm gonna switch the slide off. Now, why should you even care? Basically, we are a data analytical business intelligence firm, and we've been responsible for driving over plus 20 million in revenue for organizations all across different sectors with data analytics BI. Basically, in short lines, turning the raw data into actionable insights, increasing data maturity, building a scalable data architecture, building end-to-end analytical infrastructure systems. We over 30 of them. I can't count how many of them we already built. Implementing correct scalable data architectures and advanced analytical solutions as AI, machine learning, forecasting, and so on and so forth. Basically, increasing data maturity of the organizations and increasing how effectively they're using data analytics. And this is basically why should you even listen to us or care about this video. Now, key challenges now. According to Deloitte, and of course as well, we have basically seen that over 90% of the companies who fail with AI adoption don't simply focus on fundamentals, meaning they don't focus on AI, they don't focus on data analytics, they don't focus on data quality, they don't define key business processes, they don't define key metrics definitions, they don't have a stakeholder alignment, and at the end of the day, they are not setting business objectives, right? And as you can see through this graph, you can see here the companies who successfully incorporate and the ones who are resistant to it, basically who don't successfully incorporate AI. And as you can see here, things like gathering and integrating formatted data into AI for AI use. And as you can see here, it's a night and day difference, aka preparing AI platform to manage data simply as well. Thinking also defining business cases and models, 77 versus 12, big difference. And the next one, these are the key 4 challenges that we've seen basically preventing companies to successfully implement AI, basically failing them. And these are the 4 reasons that are part of 5 reasons that they are actually failing to implement the AI. And the first one is data quality issues. Basically, AI requires clean structured data. That's not new news. And many companies struggle with data silos, incomplete data sets, and inaccurate information. The second one is lack of scalable infrastructure. Basically, if you don't have a unified view of your data, you're unable to even gather normal metrics and insights, spot bottlenecks, to make better data-driven decisions and actually attack them, take action upon them. And if you don't have that, what do you think AI is going to do? Not much, right? And then the third point is cultural resistance, meaning AI solutions simply, a lot of times, they don't have real use cases. Obviously, people are buying these off-the-shelf tools, they just don't get adopted, and then they don't know why. And simple reason is they don't provide the value, right? And why they don't get adopted? Because they don't offer you that end user specific valuable insights, specific value, and they just don't work, right? And also employees think that they might replace them, which is the goal of the many executives. And you need to communicate that with the team. And the fourth one is misaligned strategic vision. As I said, off-the-shelf solutions simply don't work. Similar as in data, if it's not custom to your goals and needs and priorities, at any stage of your company, it simply won't work, right? Same with AI, if it's not custom to your based on your current data all across your organization, it won't work. It's just how it is. It has to align to your goals, needs, and priorities, and not just overall company's goals, but your end user goals. Meaning, if I'm the sales director, it has to align to my goals. And of course, the fifth, lack of expertise. Many of the engineers in tech companies try to do that, but they simply don't have understanding in the commercial side of things. Meaning they're building stuff that nobody wants. They're building stuff that doesn't get adopted. They don't have a strategic approach to it. They're viewing this as a one-time thing, ad hoc request. They're viewing these things like a plug and play thing, but that doesn't work, right? You need to have a big expertise in data analytics, AI, and of course also project management. Like how you need to understand the commercial side and of course the technical side of these things as well. Now, the foundation, as you can see here, is data analytics, right? Majority organizations cannot even gain access and insights of their data, but they're already thinking of how to utilize LLMs. Okay, not just LLMs, but every single thing like advanced analytics, like forecasting, like machine learning, and they don't even have basic insights that they can drive change and drive actions to it. Now, down below, I show you a quick data maturity curve, which is basically you're able to decide where you're currently at. And if we zoom this out, you have your business value, you have your time, and this is the foundational work for AI. You need to have things like, basically these are stages of the company that you're currently either in or you're going to be in the down the line in the future. And the goal for every company is to come to here, basically have AI, have data utilized so effectively that it answers you the questions of how can we make it happen. Basically, this is the AI part, LLMs, right? And many organizations are thinking this backwards. They are starting here, but they don't even have basic principles. They don't even have things. They are tracking like surface level metrics. They just think and have chaotic environment. They don't have alignment between executives of what KPIs they need to track. Then they have descriptive analytics, just tracking things that are answering the questions of what happened, okay, historical data. They need to why happened, okay, actionable insights to understand the why behind the questions. Then they have like things like inside of their analytical dashboards and so on and so forth. Basically, utilizing data for basic reporting purposes, right? Then they have what might happen. Now, at this stage, is a bit more advanced as well, forecasting and so on and so forth. And then there is your AI part, right? So you need to have to do quite a lot of things before even thinking about AI, machine learning, predictive analytics, and so on and so forth. You need to go actually gain a unified view of your data. You actually need to understand first of your data why things are happening, right? Actually gaining insights of things are happening inside of your business, because if you cannot do that, you simply cannot do it with AI as well. And simply that's one of the reasons why it will fail, right? Because you don't have your foundational stuff built. And of course, data AI is based on data. And if the data is siloed, like in these first stages, and it's low data quality, as you can see here, confidence in data, low, partial, employee capabilities, limited, varied. And as you can see here, you can screenshot this and decide where you're currently at. You gradually need to increase your data maturity curve so you're able to implement AI. That's one of the reasons what we do, right? Increasing data maturity curve of data companies, of organizations in various industries, so they're able to implement advanced analytical solutions as AI and so on and so forth, right? And we help them with that as well. Now, the next step is building the foundation for AI success. Now, these are the things that you need to do, right? You need to develop a data strategy. Basically, this is the key thing, like identifying the use cases, challenges, interviewing the executives for what business questions they want to have it answered, mapping the exact business processes to understand the pitfalls and understand the core business challenges, identifying the key bottlenecks, and so on and so forth, right? This is the key part of any data analytical solution that we always do. It has to have a strategic scientific approach about this, because if you don't do this, you're not going to arrive with any analytical solutions, dashboards, and so on and so forth, or LLMs. You won't build LLM foundation. You won't gain 100% adoption of data, right? You basically won't increase data maturity because it doesn't provide you with the value. Now, that comes across to my second point, actionable insights. Data is only valuable how many decisions and actions it provides with you. So stop tracking and relying on basic surface level metrics and actually have data answering you and helping you to provide key decisions and of course key actions. For that reasons, we have a specific actionable insights framework, so we're able to do that. Then you need to ensure stakeholder alignment. Basically, a lot of low data quality things are happening, not due to technical mistakes, but due to stakeholder mistakes, aka human errors. Some executive thinks that the metric is calculated this way, other things is calculated that way, and the misalignment happens. That's why you need to build a governance. You need to have a strict governance processes, practices, build key documentations as business glossaries, and so on and so forth. Then you need to implement data architecture, right? As you know, the LLMs are built based on data, and if you don't have unified view of your data to actually gain insights and spot bottlenecks and see how data translates throughout your business, you won't be able to implement AI or any advanced solutions, right? And this will also basically turn your raw data into actionable insights to produce business outcomes. Then the fifth thing is basically data quality, common sense, and of course accessibility. You need to make sure and provide executives and users of your company of how to utilize data, meaning building analytical dashboards, solutions so they're able to see, make better data-driven decisions, and actually act upon the data. So the next step. Now, the summary of it is basically you need to increase your data maturity, right? That's the goal overall, what we're trying to see. You need to build a solid data infrastructure, data architecture, have your data quality fixed inside of the data warehouse, implement and start tracking actionable insights, basically starting with implementing descriptive, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and then you're reaching the top, aka implementing more advanced solutions as predictive, AI, machine learning, and so on and so forth. Basically, this is a journey. You need to take a programmatic approach about this, iterative approach. This is not a plug and play thing, right? Now, the next step is basically warning. Now, just because something is possible, before I go into how to do this and how to implement AI, just because something is possible with AI or advanced analytical solutions, that doesn't mean you should do it. I've seen companies come to us, and companies, they're thinking they need a certain specific AI or whatever it is, and they don't need it, they don't even need it, but they just heard that the AI is a trend and then they need to have it inside of the business, so they're like, yeah, we need AI here. No, you don't. If it's possible to solve this with maybe even other solutions that are much more cost effective and much more reliable, you don't need AI. So basically, with business, okay, with Astella, you need to bridge a gap between commercial challenges and technical solutions, right? You cannot just look at the solution. Let's say, for example, we need a dashboard. Well, what's the challenge first? What do you want what business questions do you want to have it answered, and so on and so forth, right? AI is only good as the problem it solves. So remember that, right? Sometimes you just literally need few different tweaks inside of your data, answer some data questions. You don't need that complex AI model, right? So keep that in mind. Now, the AI next steps, like the AI journey here starts here. Basically, it's very similar with whole data strategy that we just talked, okay, increasing your data maturity. All starts with the strategy part. The implementation of AI basically in your business works same as data. You need to start with executive interviews, understanding the challenges, goals, stakeholder alignment. You already done this part, right? This is why this is so key, and you're gonna be glad that you already done it, because people are already using the data. You understand the challenges, you know what what's the bottlenecks, and you're literally will already know where to implement the data. AI, where it's necessary, right? So with the goals, you need to align it with basically you need to understand the goals, needs, and priorities, and you also need to quantify the ROI you're gonna get if you decide to implement certain initiatives, right? And if you do this, if you build the foundations correctly as the previous steps above, you're basically avoiding the fate of 80% of the other companies who are going to waste months, resources, trying to implement AI and resulting in literally trying to do that and giving up on it in few months, right? So keeping that in mind and keep thinking strategically. Now, AI implementation in your workload. Now, prioritization. This is the big thing, what we call a prioritization metrics, which is basically if you conduct all the steps above and you understand business questions, you increase your data maturity, and you decide to implement AI solutions and so on and so forth, you need to utilize these prioritization metrics, which is basically so you prioritize initiatives accordingly to their feasibility and business value, right? Just because something is high business value, that doesn't mean you should do it, because it can be very low feasibility. It has to be high business value and high feasibility. We do this same when we're trying to uncover metrics insights that each executive end user wants to answer it. We understand, okay, what are the priorities to have it answered? Are there aligning goals, needs, and priorities? And how hard is going to be based on the technical challenges we have to get these metrics and insights. If it's going to be very, very hard, but very like mediocre business value, it's not worth it. It simply doesn't worth it. You need to start with low-hanging fruits. And how you start with this, you need to score each initiative from number 1 to 3. And both of the sides have to have high business value and high feasibility. Here's an example how it looks like. Basically, you can screenshot this. But let's say, for example, you need to start with the initiatives in this department, in the second quadrant, right? Meaning, or I think it's second or first quadrant, okay, the right above. Basically, as you can see here, we have churn predictor, which is high business value but very low visibility. What does that mean? That probably the data in the product department it's not organized yet. We need to first do that, right? Or let's say for AI insight or reports for marketing, we have already custom analytical dashboards built and everything, and we have also everything marketing data is centralized. We have all the insights, highest adoption rates with analytical solutions dashboard amongst marketing teams, and they're gaining value. But one thing they will need is automatically reports, aka chatbots they can interact with to gain insights from the data, and of course also let's say generate content based on that. And why is that high business value and high visibility? Well, we have already pretty much done everything based on the foundational work. And does this provide high business value? Yes, of course. These are the lowest hanging fruits where we should start. And you can utilize this, as I said, in the metrics, okay, when you're trying to decide what metrics you track, what initiatives you want to start, and so on and so forth, right? The next one is AI next steps. Basically, with AI, you need to start small, think big. Same with data, right? Meaning you cannot think in terms of one-time projects. You need to work in terms of programmatic, iterative approach to deploy alpha version to the end user as quick as possible. Alpha version is the first working version, meaning let's say you're developing an analytical dashboard or you're developing an AI solution, whatever it is, chatbot, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You want to develop an MVP as fast as possible, give it to the end user, let's say marketing director, and actually work upon it. They use it, you improve, they give you feedback, you improve, and you increase data maturity. Basically, why this is necessary, because let's say, for example, Gartner reports that way over 50% of AI projects, and not just AI projects, data analytical projects, don't make it into the production. Meaning, if you don't do this and start thinking, okay, this is a one-time thing, let's just create it with no strategy, with no iterative approach. Once this is done, it's done. We don't need to care about it. No, it's not going to work. Right? As you can see here, if you don't take strategic approach regarding this in the previous steps that I just mentioned to you, it's not going to realize in a successful adoption, right? And how to achieve successful adoption, you need to think in terms of iterative cycles, improvements. And as you can see here, this graph perfectly presents. If you have deployment, deploy the alpha version, let's say a custom analytical marketing dashboard, iterations and feedback for the end users, type feedback loops, and achieving product maturity. On the left side, we have adoption. On the bottom, we have time. And what's the product maturity? Product maturity is reached when the end users clearly can quantify the value from the solution. Let's say analytical dashboard reduced CAC for over 25%. For an example, that's one example that we had. They are using it on daily. You can utilize this by looking at their analytical dashboard metrics. Let's say how much are they using it, logging in, but the best way is to ask it. And the third thing, which I love to do, is basically in short lines, they would absolutely hate it if they couldn't have it anymore, right? Meaning, if you remove that analytical dashboard from marketing teams there and then, they would absolutely be furious because it's a key component of their success, right? So this is an example. Keep that in mind. Okay, start small, think big, and that's how you do it. And by creating you can blueprint, you also avoid this fate of 75% of other peer news. Right? If you do this by approach, an iterative approach, because it's going to constantly adapt to your goals, needs, and priorities, you're going to get adopted and you're going to basically gain an edge in the marketplace, because every other adopter of the AI, you're going to simply fail. That's how it is. You can see here by, I think it was an article from Accenture, basically 75% are just simply going to fail if they're not utilizing this approach. No. Example of AI implementations, you can screenshot this, but these are the real example of AI implementations. Let's say the first one is customer retention, basically having a machine model, learning model, AI to identify at-risk customers who are going to churn, and what value that it provides you. It increases your retention, LTV, decreases churn rate, because customer support are able to act on the specific accounts to prevent churn. The second one is dynamic pricing. You're able to change pricing and optimize it based on the certain demographics and certain products and certain segments. The third one is chat-based automated insight reporting. This is the key one for when we implement it. Basically, these are one like the standards, so you're able to integrate and ask AI for your data organization, for your organizational data, create automatic reports, provide them with the data, and they provide you with the back certain aspects. Let's say we had one for content. We had way over, I don't know how much content pieces all across Twitter, and they were able to see what are the top performing ones, and create content topics and content pieces based on the top performing ones, automatically generated by AI in their correct voice. This is an example. Personalized user, basically having to see where the pitfall in the onboarding process happens and so on and so forth. Basically, you can screenshot all of this and see it. Pardon, let me go back below. There's way over 10 of them. Let's say cross-selling opportunities basically notifies you when there is a certain account for cross-sell or upsell. AI-powered support, we're able to develop certain chatbots, predictive forecasting, financial modeling, content generation, like Gen AI, and so on and so forth. Of course, every single thing, don't just copy here and do it. You need to do the above approach that I just provided you with it. So in summary, assess your current state, develop a data analytical foundation, which is basically the foundation, prioritize accordingly, start small, think big, and seek expert in guidance. You simply need somebody who done this before, who didn't just do it once, but seen it all across different organizations and knows how to adapt data in commercial side of things. They know how to turn raw insights into actionable insights, and so those insights produce action and better the data-driven decision making, right? So in short lines, if you want to increase your data maturity, incorporate AI in your workflow, in your business right away, you can book a call with our exploration team, and we will give you a quick assessment and a clear steps where you can utilize AI and basically how you can achieve data maturity, implement data analytical infrastructure, implement BI and so on and so forth, build custom analytical solutions, dashboards, so you're able to turn raw data into insights that forces action and better data-driven decision making to increase revenue, ROI, decrease costs, and so on and so forth, right? You can check down below also other social networks, and of course, you can subscribe to our newsletters for more deeper secret insights. So see you soon.